Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live stream watch along of a World Cup 2026 World Cup qualifier in CONMEBOL Confederation, which is South American football, and we're in Venezuela in Maturin between Venezuela and the record holders of the most World Cups ever won with 5 World Cup wins, and that is of course Brazil. So let's go through the lineups. Both teams are out on the pitch getting ready for the beginning of the game. We're waiting for the ref to start the game. And while we wait for that, actually I might just wait for them to kick off and then we'll go through the starting lineups on the next screen. As you'd expect, Brazil in their usual colours of yellow and green. Yellow shirt, green collar in their current shirt. And I can't actually see from here. I can only see the top half. It looks like they're wearing blue shorts today. Waiting for our referee to begin. All players are ready to go. I think the referee knows he's probably a minute ahead of the schedule of what is supposed to, well, UK time, 9 PM that is. We're all waiting for you, ref. Hey, there we go. So, first half begins. Brazil attacking from left to right. Venezuela from right to left. Venezuela playing in their home colours. Full-on burgundy shirt, shorts and socks. So we'll go through the lineups now as promised. So, in goal for Venezuela is Romo. 4 at the back. That looks like they're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. Already a free kick on the halfway line for Brazil early on. It is Navarro as your left back, Ramirez left centre back, Angle right centre back, and Araburo playing at the right back role. 2 in front of them from left to right. It's Martinez with Herrera on the right. Savarino is in the middle, just behind the front 3 of Morello. Rondon in the centre, of course, Solomon Rondon, a former Premier League player, and Bello playing on the right-hand side. So Brazil, it looks like they're also expected to be starting with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Ederson, of course, of Manchester City in goal. Back line of 4 defenders from right to left. It's Vanderson, Marquinhos and Gabriel as your centre halves, and Vinicius on the left back role. We've got 3 in midfield of Gerson on the right, Galmareres on the left, and Rafinha just in the middle. Vinicius Jr. playing on the left-hand side. Savio on the right, and Edgar Jesus to be, just to clarify, not Gabriel Jesus, playing as centre-forward as your number 9. So there you go, that's the starting lineups. I could go through the bench. Actually, I was meaning to go on my next screen, actually. Sorry about that. There we go. There's your lineups. So there it is quickly, in case you need it shown again. For Venezuela. And Venezuela have just won themselves a corner kick. First corner of the game. And the home supporters are loving the start of this game. Supporting their nation, hoping that they can cause an upset against Brazil today. And this is the Brazil starting lineup. It is just full on. Nearly every Venezuelan's wearing a burgundy shirt. Great support. Hopefully the players can perform for those fans today. It's a nice sunny day in South America. Oh, in the corner, it ends up being no real threat. Brazil can control it. Ball's gone back into the penalty area, headed across. Offside. Look, referee hasn't spotted the lines, but now he has. Offside. First offside of the game. So that was the Brazil starting lineup. I'm not sure what's going on here. What's the referee doing? Oh, he's calling. Yeah, he is calling offside. He's going back to his original decision. And this is your substitutes for today. Venezuela on the left, Brazil on the right. And they are playing at how do I pronounce it? Estadio Monumental de Maturin. Maturin being the city. If I'm right, it's the capital of Venezuela. I don't know much about Venezuela, but what I can't quite get over is the fact that Venezuela have never qualified to a World Cup finals. I think Brazil have been in every single one, but Venezuela have not been in a single one, which is, I don't know, I find that hard to believe. But yeah, again, do we talk a lot about Venezuelan football being big? Not really. Do we talk about many players that have come through, apart from who we're talking about before, the centre forward tonight of Solomon Rondon? Not really. I wouldn't say so. Do reach out on the live chat page. We always like to read the comments. Always love to hear from our viewers. And if you're new to this channel, do subscribe. If you enjoy your sports, we try to do as much sport content as we can, especially live watch-alongs for a laugh. Mainly football, all sorts really. Mainly football, but other little things here and there as well. Your MotoGP, your snooker, whenever we can. Brazil have just had a shot off target there, and to be honest with you, that was simple for Roma. He just watched it glide past him wide, and it's only to be a goal kick. It was, looked like it was Savio who was playing it in with a pass across. Oh dear, it's a terrible shot. You could tell from the frustrations of Gerson, he was hoping the ball would be played to him, but instead they took a shot. But now here come Venezuela. 5 minutes gone. On the right-hand side, the ball comes in and it goes past the far post. No contact at the end. They were looking for their skipper of Solomon Rondon. And the cross from Morello, it was a deep one, but no one could get to it. It was probably just a little too high for Rondon to get to it on that far post. He was in a race against what looked to have been Marquinhos. He was just in front of him when making the run. Edison came across to cover his post in case the header was going to come at him, but he didn't have to worry about that. He was happy for it to just settle behind for a goal kick. And the other thing I forgot to mention, folks, is vote on the poll on the live chat page. This is your chance to vote who you think is going to win today. I would expect many of you will go for Brazil. I am going to also go for Brazil. Brazil are 4th at the moment. We can, in the qualifying table, we can actually have a look at that. Let's just get it up if I can find it with me. Just need to get the table. Right, let's switch to the internet page again. So as you can see, Argentina are top. They have 22 points after playing 10 games, 7 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. Everyone's lost in this league table, so no one's unbeaten, but Argentina are 3 points clear. Of course, Argentina are still to play their 11th game. Right now is Brazil and Venezuela's 11th game of the campaign. As you can see, the table is live. So Colombia are 3 points behind Argentina. They still need to play their 11th game. Brazil, if they can get the win, they would be level with Colombia. I think right now, if they get a draw, they would be on the 17 points as it is shown. Venezuela are currently in 7th if the score stayed like this, but would be level with I can never pronounce this. Bolivia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I might be wrong. But Chile, look at that. Look at their last 5 as well. They've lost every game. Chile have. It's not good at all. You know, it was only a few years back Chile would be guaranteed to make the World Cup, but it looks like this time, well, unless they turn it around, it's looking very unlikely. So that is your current table. Brazil in a battle with Uruguay and Colombia, you could say, while Argentina are just a bit further ahead. I must admit, the game I'm trying to watch it on, it's a bit laggy. It keeps pausing. But I've got the game currently with Venezuela. Match has been paused. They've got a free kick just inside their own half on the far side. I'm just going to check my stream for a moment because it's just being very, very laggy. Not, I mean, maybe this stream that I'm hosting, but also the match I'm trying to watch. Again, though, I question my internet. I don't think it's been very good for my streams recently. Oh dear. Oh, and Vinicius Junior's found himself through. He gets past the goalkeeper, but he wasn't a bit too wide. And because of his pass to Jesus, he misses it over the crossbar. No, it was Rafinha, sorry. Vinicius Junior knows he probably should have gone ahead here, but the goalkeeper of Roma of Venezuela should be very pleased with his goalkeeping. It was a bad mistake from Aramburu, and Aramburu lost the ball, and he was the last man. Vinicius Junior was too quick for him, nicked the ball from his feet, tried to run round Romo, but instead he went a bit too wide to his left, played it back to Rafinha, but by then there had already been 2 to 3 burgundy shirts in front of goal trying to block the shot, and instead the shot just went over the crossbar. So Brazil, 9 minutes gone, they should probably be 1-0 up here. Vinicius Junior, if they can't get the 3 points today, that moment there could really haunt him and his team come full time. But of course, early on, but Brazil looking like they mean business. And Aramburu will be thanking his teammates a lot there for just trying to help avoid Vinicius Junior from opening the scoring. Herrera's been fouled, and he's won a free kick for the hosts. So Brazil going to have to defend a free kick here. It's already been a lively game. Both teams going for it, which is great to see. Both teams need the 3 points, simple as that. Not many games left, really, before this stage ends with the qualifying, and a header across the face of Brazil's goal. No one there to make the tap in. Ederson picks it up after a bounce. And now here come Brazil with fast attacking football, only for the counter-attack to not reach its final third. Cleared away by the goalkeeper of Romo. Brazil have it back, though, with Savio. Savio to Gerson. Now Vanderson. Oh, Rondon comes back and wins the ball. And I say that Vanderson gets it back straight away. Oh, and they're trying to go through the middle of the 18-yard box. But instead, the ball's been lifted up in the air, and it's a throw for Brazil just inside the opponent's half. Of course, as I said, we can vote. You can vote who you think is going to win. 72% going for Brazil at the moment. 22% for Venezuela. 6% reckon that there'll be a draw, interestingly. A bit more of a high percentage for Venezuela than I thought there would be. I do have my live video printer as well. Not on your screen, but I've got it in front of me to keep an eye on the scores. I've just seen that Norway are 3-1 up away to Slovenia in the Nations League. One of those goals coming from Erling Haaland. Well, the match has been paused here between Venezuela and Brazil because Herrera, number 6, has been on the ground for the last couple of minutes, and it looks as though he may need to come off. Only 12 minutes into the game, we got our first injury. Who's going to come on and replace him if needed? Just go check something, folks, because the stream I'm using is really, really shite. No, I'm just checking. While the game's kind of paused for a moment, I just thought I'd quickly check if other streams are being laggy as well, if it's just the one I'm using. Others seem to be okay. Let's go back to it. Might just be the stream that I'm using that's just not 100%. Well, match is underway. I don't know if Herrera went off, though. Have they been able to play with him? Of course, sometimes you do have players, you know, get at least one more chance to just see if their injury is not as severe, if they can walk it or run with it. Meanwhile, Brazil with a shot over the crossbar. And Gerson having a crack with his left foot. He had plenty of space, made the kick just before there was a sliding challenge, let it bounce, went for the goals towards the centre, and it went over the crossbar. So Cáceres has replaced Herrera. That didn't take long. Poor Herrera, hopefully he will get better soon. Oh, and Ederson's had to make a save. And then a cross. Oh, there's no one there. What a cross that was. Bello with the cross. Low ball cross. Just no one there. And I think, yeah, Morello was the one who probably should have read the ball, because he was pretty much unmarked. That was a scary moment for Brazil. And Burgoyne asking, how many has Rondon scored? None yet, but they've been threatening already. A game of two halves, only quarter of an hour in. This has been a cracking fixture already, folks. Great safe South American football. Of course, Brazil will feel the pressure. They're away in this game, let's not forget. They like to certainly try and play straight from the back. Ederson with a long kick down the centre, only for it to land in the hands of his opponent goalkeeper of Romo. We got Eleanor Busano sending us a message saying, hi, Brasilia. Hope you're well. Of course, do reach out, folks. We'd love to hear from you. We always like to read our messages on the live chat page, and it's nice to have a bit of company as well. Currently, Brazil on the attack again. Sliding challenge, only for it to then get the ball back. Oh, and a bicycle kick clearance from Aramburu, I think. It's a lovely clearance. Would have looked silly if he missed it. Only for it to go on the back line of Brazil there. I've noticed at half-time England are 1-0 up in Greece in the Nations League. Oh, a court cross has been deflected, and it's a corner coming up for Brazil. Ollie Watkins scoring on the 7th minute for England. That's the latest there. I say it's half-time. They're in the 72nd minute, so I don't know where I got that from. But England hoping to get revenge over Greece after losing to them at Wembley a few weeks ago. Of course, this is the last international break, folks, of 2024. So this is the last period to watch your favourite nation before all those players go back to their respective clubs. Corner to come for Brazil, and if I've got this right, this is their first corner of the game. It's going to come to the far side, onto my right. Referee blows the whistle for it to be taken. It's now taken. Oh, there's no one there whatsoever. It bounces in the centre, comes out to the right wing. It's going to be crossed in from that right-hand side, and instead it's headed out far wide to the left. Now across into the edge of the centre circle, edge of the middle point of the 18-yard box, and it's ended up being offside after all of that. Brazil couldn't really bring any chances from it in that period. And Venezuela will get themselves a free kick. We've got Alex reaching out. Hello, Alex. Saying, how come Rodrigo isn't in the injured tab or the subs bench? It's a good question. Has he even been picked for the international break? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I could find out though. That's probably a news story somewhere. Apparently, according to Real Madrid, let's get it up on our screen. It's from the Real Madrid website. Rodrigo medical report. Go away, cookies. Following tests carried out today by the Real Madrid medical services on our player, Rodrigo, he has been diagnosed with an injury to the rectus abdominis muscle in his left leg. His progress will be monitored. Such a short article. It's almost as if, like, they scripted this for weeks so that he couldn't go and play for his country so that Carlo Ancelotti could keep him close. I mean, I think I read that 10 English players who got picked for England in this international break decided, literally pulled out. I don't know what to think of that. What do you lot think at home about people saying no to playing for their country? Oh, in Brazil with a cross, only to be cleared from... Ooh. Oh, Ramirez, yeah. Burgoyne says England have scored. Have they? I'm not seeing an update from my end unless I'm a bit behind. Alex says, this is my first game I've watched Brazil other than the World Cups and the Spain versus Brazil friendlies, of course. I wanted to see some Brazil today as I'm Romanian. Whereabouts are you from in Romania? Is it Bucharest, Alex, or is it elsewhere? I'm terrible, Alex. Bucharest is probably the only place I know that's in Romania, so I do apologise. Never been myself. Would you recommend going out there to watch a game of football? Oh! And the goalkeeper of Venezuela had to come out against Vinicius there. Good goalkeeping. You had to get that right. It was actually, I get mixed up with Vinicius Jr. and Rafinha from the distance. It's not always easy to tell who it is. Of course, Rafinha's been playing brilliantly for Barcelona this season, but which player hasn't for FC Barcelona since the introduction of Hansi Flick, who has proven to he's made it look easy compared to Xavi, who left at the end of last season and literally said in a press conference, whoever the next manager is, good luck, it's going to be really difficult. But Hansi Flick's won every game in front of him, at least since the start of October. But Alex also saying, hope you're doing well. Oh, thanks, Alex. Hope you are as well. If you want to, folks, give us a like for the stream. Water chip forward. Vinicius Jr. He's at the post. Oh, how's he missed? Goalkeeper literally didn't move a muscle there. He just hit and hoped. Vinicius Jr. my eye should have poked it in. He's hit the post. I'd say that's first shot on target for Brazil, if you count the post anyway. I think that does count on the stats. I'm sure it does. Anyway, there's going to be another shot. Oh! My stream paused the moment it's saved. It's a great save by Romo. And it looked as though it was Gerson who had the strike. Rivers left boot. And it was going towards the bottom right corner of the net. But Romo had other ideas. So, Brazil with a second corner coming up. They're starting to knock on the Venezuela door. They've hit the post. They've just had to make the goalkeeper make a big save. Can they defend this corner? It's on the near side. The cross comes in. Punched away with his right hand of Romo. I think that's going to go out for a throw-in. And it has done. Alex says, nah, it's Bucharest. I don't think you'll know. And yeah, some places I recommend you should go, but some parts aren't the best. Crazy how Rafinha plays good in the left wing, right wing, and centre attacking midfield. Such a good player. I mean, I remember the games he played for Leeds. Not every game, of course, but I must admit I was a little surprised Barcelona went in for him. But you can see why now, can't you? It's definitely been worth the investment. Oh, right. Venezuela, they know they need to wake up here. Their fans urging them on. It's with Morello. Morello, who probably should have read a low ball cross earlier to tap in the opening goal, will start to regret that, I think, if Brazil were to go and take the lead. Hope you're getting a better stream than me, Alex. Me trying to watch the game, it keeps fizzling out. It's not very clean, I'll say that. Oh, England have scored. It's an own goal by Hudemos. Norway have scored again. Antonio Nusa, 59th minute goal. Looks like they're going to get 3 points away from Slovenia. Shot map, eh? Interesting. %63% for Brazil so far in terms of possession. 37% for Venezuela. 2 corners for Brazil, 1 for Venezuela, and both teams have been caught offside twice. But it's all towards Brazil so far. They're saying that they've only had the shots, and that's 5 shots so far and 1 on target. I mean, Venezuela had a shot saved by Edison, but maybe it was ruled offside, and if so, that would probably not count towards the stats. Alex saying, my stream also lagged at first, but now it's better. Mine's still a bit hit and miss. Brazil, 25 minutes gone, still goalless. It's been an entertaining game so far. It's with Savio, now Gerson, Vinicius Jr., Real Madrid star, who of course made the headlines recently. Maybe not for the right reasons, but a lot of fans in the football world believed he should have won this year's Ballon d'Or, but instead it was Manchester City's and Spain's Rodri that would win it. Mainly because of him winning the Premier League, I think, for City, and also being part of the team that won the European Championships in Germany back in July. And I'd love to know what people think at home. Should it have been Vinicius Junior's? I never really gave it much thought, to be honest. Great season he's had, especially with Madrid winning the Champions League. I think he even scored in the Champions League final when they were against Borussia Dortmund at Wembley Stadium. But I must admit, even before a few weeks ago of the event, a lot of me did think it would be Rodri, despite a lot of hype and praise for Vinicius Junior to get it. I'll still hit and miss about Vinicius Junior. Quality player. But then I always think about, oh dear, Edison's made a terrible kick. Rondon's shot saved, but he's out of his line again. Oh, and it's been blocked. And Edison, oh, he's known for it, isn't he? He's bloody well known for it. That was a poor pass out. He lives for another day, but Rondon will be so annoyed he didn't score. That was a golden opportunity. Rondon's just jogging nearby. Edison kicks it out, gets intercepted by Savarino, I think. And then it comes to Rondon. He shoots. It was stopped. But, wow, Venezuela, as I said, statistically, it's all been Brazil so far from what I've shared with you. But Venezuela, they've had some chances. Still goalless. But, yeah, going back to the Ballon d'Or, I can see why Rodri won it. I thought he might win it even back in the summer after Spain won the Euros. But then I always think of when Robert Lewandowski, in my eyes, should have won the Ballon d'Or in 2020, I think it was. Now, we didn't have the Ballon d'Or that year because of COVID. But I still look back at that and go, well, you could have still done it, just not have a ceremony. You know, give out these awards to the players that deserve it from that year. Okay, it's not a proper ceremony and all that, but just at least still celebrate it, you know. Why should you just miss? I know COVID happened, and don't get me wrong, a lot of things got cancelled or postponed or delayed because of COVID, but the Ballon d'Or should have still happened somehow, one way or another. Maybe just an internet stream, I don't know. where it was all done remotely, maybe. But we all know Robert Lewandowski should have won it that year. He deserved it. He won every trophy going at Bayern Munich, and he was top goal scorer. So he deserved it. Stuart saying hello, Stuart. But Burgoyne says De Bruyne should have won it. De Bruyne, eh? Interesting shout. I mean, De Bruyne has been a testament, hasn't he, for the... I mean, he's been with Man City for 9 years now. It's like he's been there forever. Stuart saying Rodri should have won for me, and Lewandowski then. Yeah, Lewandowski should have won it. Right. But I mean, you should. I mean, Rodri. You say Rodri should have won for me, but he did win it. Rodri has won it. I'm intrigued as to, like, if we were going to talk about it right now, who'd have the chance of winning it next year? Club World Cup is next summer, if you really want to count that. You know, if a certain player does well for club and country next year, then that could be considered. You know, if you win the Club World Cup as a captain, could that, or big player, like, I mean, imagine if Real Madrid win it. Would Bellingham get some shout out, or Vinicius Jr.? Who knows? I'm very intrigued to see how the Club World Cup does next summer. I know a lot of fans aren't that fussed about it, no one's really talking about it, but I think when it comes, I think there will be a lot of talk. And at the end of the day, it'll be the only football on, but then again, a lot of people want the summer off, maybe. These are long seasons. And it is crazy that you've got teams playing in Australia, South America and all that, to then return back to England and Europe for the rest of the season is just insane. But we've done it for a long time in this format. It's not like it's new. Alex saying that the Ballon d'Or back when Lewandowski won, it should have been on an online session. It should have been. Absolutely, I do think that. Vinicius Jr., I don't know why I'm saying him. It's Venezuela I'm meant to be talking about. They've just had a poor cross kicked out for a throw, and Vanderson with the block. Short throwing for Venezuela. Navarro, has he just won a corner there? Did that go out for a corner? Or he's pointing. I think the referee's pointed towards the corner flag. Yep, it is to be a corner. Is this Venezuela's first corner of the game? No, it isn't. Second, isn't it? 31 minutes gone. All square. Very level so far. The Venezuelan ultras, if that's what they're called, watching behind this goal. The goal's to my left. And here comes the corner. Marquinhos does really well there. He takes a collision while heading the ball out of the penalty area. Because of the collision, he has won Brazil a free kick. Wearing the captain's armband, Marquinhos. Of course, this is a World Cup qualifier game. He was the man that knocked his team out of the last World Cup. He missed a penalty in the shootout against Croatia, which Croatia yet again impressing us in a World Cup stage. Pretty impressive from Croatia. The last two World Cups, they've finished runner-up and finished third. That's impressive. Right, Venezuela again. Here's Rondon. He's got some space, and then he's getting surrounded by 4 yellow shirts, only for his shot to be blocked on the edge of the penalty area. Ball stayed in there on the left-hand side. He'll get ready for this low ball cross. Oh, and it's lofted way over the crossbar by Savarino. Yet again, Venezuela catching Brazil sleeping, but they are not punishing them for it. Good cross by Navarro to pick out Savarino, but I think the run towards him by Gomes was always going to be tricky. Stuart saying, do you think Salah has a great chance if Liverpool keep up their form, but that can go at any time? I think if Madrid win Champions League, then Mbappe will win Ballon d'Or no matter what he does, unfortunately. Yeah, this is the thing. Everyone wants to just see him win it, don't they? Because this is the problem with football. it's always the name, isn't it? It's not. I mean, is it journalists that pick the Ballon d'Or winners? I think just sadly they're all just looking for the big name to choose. As long as they have a good year, they'll pick them. It is mad how we've had Messi and Ronaldo dominating those, was it 10 years or so? It's insane. It is insane how long they dominated it for, and they have been quality in those years. But again, I've always said Snyder should have won in 2010. Now, Venezuela, they really are playing some brave football tonight, and it's only, oh, he won't be happy with that. Morello is going to get a yellow card. He gave away a free kick to Brazil, but he went straight to the referee, protesting, saying that it should have been my free kick, not Brazil's. Referee clearly didn't like some of the words he might have said or his reaction to the decision. And he has instead received a yellow card. Our first booking of the game after 34 minutes. But yeah, this is, I mean, look, I'll say, here's a shout. What if Real Madrid somehow win the Champions League? I mean, at the moment they won't if they're playing like they are, if you look at the league table. I'm all right to think, Stu, that Liverpool are in the Club World Cup next summer. I need to have a look at this. We'll have a look in a minute. But, you know, what if Liverpool win the Champions League and then they go on to win the Club World Cup? Now, that's another thought. Could a team who win the Champions League this season, who are in the Club World Cup already, win both in that summer? Now, I think if a team wins the double of European champions and world champions, then the way I look at it is that team, whoever their best player has been that season, should win the Ballon d'Or for me. No doubt about it. Alex says Brazil will... sorry, I'm a few messages behind here. I don't think Salah's got a bad chance of winning the Ballon d'Or. But we'll see. It's too early, isn't it? It's too early to say. Still waiting on Marcus Thuram to win it, mate. I love him too much. Sadly not much of Gladbach anymore. But he's at Inter and I got a soft spot for Inter. Stuart says, I see Tyson behind you. Will he be standing like that tomorrow? No, that's Muhammad Ali. What are you talking about? He wished he was standing like Muhammad Ali. Alex says, I think Vinicius Jr. defo should have won this Ballon d'Or. Marquinhos missed a pen that cost the World Cup and Copa America. I didn't realise it was Copa America as well. Stuart does say that it is picked by sports journalists from different countries when it comes to Ballon d'Or. I mean, who else would you pick? I mean, I do think former footballers should have something to say. Alex says, Brazil will play Argentina in this international break. I'm going to look at the Club World Cup because I need to remind myself of who's going to be there next year. That's if the event happens. All right, let's have a look. I'm not going to go through all of them. I couldn't care. Actually, it's interesting to know that there's going to be 4 teams from Asia doing it. 4 from Africa, 4 from North America, 6 from South America, just 1 from Oceania, which is Auckland City. 12 places for European clubs. Does not include Liverpool, no, it does not. So Man City and Chelsea will represent the English clubs next summer in America. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG, Inter Milan, FC Porto, Benfica, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and Red Bull Salzburg will be representing them. And Inter Miami, which I still feel like that's a wild card, but they've been put down as hosts, but also winners of the Supporters' Shield, which means best team out of the 2 conference divisions from this current season. But they got knocked out of the MLS Cup playoffs the other day, so despite having Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, they still can't go and win the MLS. And the draw, actually, I might do a live stream of it if possible. I'll have to find out. 5th of December is a Thursday, so we might do a live stream of that to react to the draw. I might just do that. So yeah, I hope you lot can join me for that. Currently still goalless here in another FIFA competition, the FIFA World Cup, the original World Cup, the GOAT of World Cups in any sport in the world. Free kick for Venezuela from their own half, and it's a long ball down to the right-hand side, which only bounces a few times for Brazil to leave it going out for a goal kick. Stuart saying Auckland City to go all the way. I mean, you joke about it. I've been to Auckland, and I'd like to think they will now have a chance of winning because I have been there. Oh, Vinicius Junior's through the middle. He should score. No, blocked again. I cannot get over how many times goalkeepers in this game have lost the ball, but then their defenders cover their back. It's a great ball from the right-hand side out to the front line. Oh, and I think Savio was the one that, well, Vinicius Junior got tackled, but then Savio was able to retract the ball, but he went wide to the left-hand side, and then by the time he had a shot at goal, it was blocked by the legs of Navarro, and it's a well-taken block because always that would have been the opening goal of the game. Still goalless. I don't know how it is as we're about to reach 40 minutes. Goalkeeper of Venezuela, Romo, is just being treated. The two medics have actually now gone off the pitch behind the net. Five minutes to go till half time. I can't get over how quick this half's gone, actually. Oh, and Brazil have won a free kick just outside the Venezuela penalty area. Oh, there wasn't much in that. There wasn't much contact in that whatsoever. I'm not sure what the referee... It was right in front of the referee's vision. It's Cáceres who has been penalised for the foul on Aiga Jesus. Oh, no, sorry, wrong. That's Guimaraes. He's tackled down there. I mean, I'm on the same boat as Cáceres there. I don't think there was much contact in that, but either way, the referee has gone a bit soft there and decided to give Brazil a wonderful opportunity to score from this free kick. This does feel like a low-scoring affair game, but it's been brilliant both sides of the pitch. Now, Vinicius Junior is the closest man to the ball. Referee's just rolled it just 1 inch forward, backwards to go. No, it's there. Vinicius has now put it 1 inch forward again. Before the referee had sprayed the marker there so he couldn't go further, but maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened just then. Referee and the player completely disagreeing with each other. Referees walked away anyway. Oh, it's in. Yeah, it's in. Rafinha carries on his form from Barcelona to Brazil, and it hit the inside post and across the goal and into the net. A stunning direct free kick from Rafinha. We don't see many of them in modern day football, but for the fans there and for myself and for you at home being able to witness that, it's put Brazil ahead here. So our first goal of the game goes to Brazil. Venezuela 0, Brazil 1. And it was a 5-man wall of Venezuela. He still gets it across the face of goal and into the net. Goalkeeper was never going to get there. And it's a fantastic goal. Let's update the scoreboard. (1-0) Brazil. And the stadium, a lot of it has gone quiet. Confirmation then, Rafinha scoring on the 43rd minute. Venezuela's still waiting for the Brazil players to get back to their own half. Alex says that Stuart saying, but then Vinicius Jr. missed a sitter, which meant Marquinhos wouldn't have had to take a penalty. Was that at the World Cup or Copa America? Alex says Savinho will be a future Ballon d'Or contender like Vinny. Trust me. I just see the potential in him. He's only 20 as well. I'm not going to lie, I've not seen enough from him to really give you much of a verdict, to be honest. But oh, that handball, yeah, I think it is. Oh no, is it offside? Yeah, no, it is handball. The referee's just given a free kick against Brazil there, just as they were on the attack. Stuart asks, will you be watching the Mike Tyson versus Paul fight? He says, really interested how it goes because Tyson looks good in training but is 60, so I worry for his health. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be concerned about Mike Tyson ahead of this. I think Paul's very brave to go up against him. I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson, even if he was asleep. Scary man. I mean, didn't he bite someone's ear off or a piece of someone's ear off when he was in his pro element of boxing? 5 minutes of added time. Brazil having to hold on to this lead for a moment. Venezuela, especially Mr. Rondon, yet again caught offside. In terms of the fight, though, I mean, I would say I'm interested, but I'm not. I just don't. I hate all these exhibition fights we're seeing at the moment. You know, like KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I just don't care. It's just to. It's so obvious. It's just to fill their pockets even bigger. I just. Nah. I hope Mike Tyson wins just for the sake of boxing, I guess. But even if Paul won, don't get me wrong, it's still an achievement to beat someone like Mike Tyson. But you're fighting a 60-year-old man. Isn't Paul in his early 30s or something like that? I mean, I don't know. So I'm a bit against it. I think I've always hated the whole YouTuber being a boxer. What's that all about? Clearly for money, I'd imagine. If they do it for the love, then fair enough. But that doesn't mean I'm going to watch it still. I'd rather just watch boxing when it's proper boxers. So, yeah. I mean, Tommy Fury, as in Tyson Fury's brother, Jesus Christ. You seen him box? Oh, I'm not a professional at watching, but my God, he's terrible. Oh, Rondon chests it down. Oh, and he kicks it right at Edison. Brazil players are asking for offside. Not that it matters. They haven't scored either way. Rondon has caused quite a couple of problems in this Brazil defence so far. Wonderful collection with the long ball at head height level to then bring it down, then shoot to that goal, but it was right at Edison in the centre of the net. Alex saying, oh my word, Rafinha, he's so good, Ballon d'Or next season. I mean, he's playing brilliantly. He's a Barcelona in it at this Club World Cup. No, they're not. And that makes sense that they're not, because they haven't won a European Cup in ages. But what annoys me is that PSG are in it, and PSG have done nothing. Especially this season, they're rubbish. Rubbish this season. Luis Enrique is going to get sacked. Not his biggest fan, to be honest with you. And I know my good friend Seb True isn't either. If I'm wrong, then please say, but I'm sure he's not a big fan. Oh, here's Vinicius. Oh, has his shot blocked. Now, they've still got over 2 minutes until half-time. They'd love to get a second goal before they walk back into the changing rooms. Certainly keep them steady into the second half. Venezuela have been in the game. They have caught Brazil by surprise now and again. And here they are now in possession, just inside their own half with Angle. Angle out on the far right-hand side now. He's got space in front. Makes a pass to Rondon. Is back towards goal. Has a swipe with his right foot, only for it to be blocked right in front of him near the penalty spot. Venezuela's attack there. But I'll tell you what, the transition from the back line to the front line from Venezuela is really good to watch. It's good football. Problem is, they go so forward up, I think they give out too much space when Brazil counter-attack. Rafinha's free kick is a good one if you get the chance to watch it. Or it might be on Twitter, it might be on YouTube. All the bench players and the coaching staff of Brazil even came out from their seats to applaud the goal. It is a cracker. It may not look electric, but it's the angle he does it and the change of direction, with the goalkeeper still not having a chance of saving it. And I don't think the goalkeeper expected it. Just shows the form that he's on right now. Confidence is key in any performance. Because Rafinha, when any player who's not feeling up to it would not even try a shot like that normally. 30 seconds left of the 5 minutes of added time. Can Brazil, they've got one more attack, I reckon. Oh, it's a good run as well. Savinho cuts in, only to then gets forced out of the penalty area. He still had the possession. And I think that's their last attack before half-time, as Venezuela have won a throw-in in their own half. Yeah, and the referee's blown the whistle for half-time. And only one goal that separates the two teams, and that was from Brazil's Rafinha, just scoring at the stroke of half-time with a delicious free kick on the 43rd minute. Hit the inside post, and then it went into the goal. Changed angle. He scored from the left-hand side, but he had to rely on hitting the inside post of the right-hand side. And just, it's not that difficult to describe, but it's just one of those you've got to watch in my eyes. But anyway, at half-time, Venezuela 0, Brazil 1. Let's read some of your messages. Stuart says Paul was wearing gold ear protectors at one of their press conferences. He says that's fair. None of the boxers seem to take it seriously. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if it makes them, if you were in their position, if you could make some money boxing, then go ahead. But I just think from a spectator, it's hard to watch. I think if you love boxing, you don't watch that. But it's up to you, up to anyone really. But if you ask in my opinion, nothing wrong with that. Right. Stuart says, like, I think a proper boxer in their prime would do serious damage to a YouTuber. Exactly. I mean, you wouldn't get Tommy Fury up against, you know, Dubois or Usyk or whatever. It's just not going to happen. It's even if Tommy Fury wanted it, I'm sure there'd be a lot of people saying to him, "You want to live?" I wouldn't. Stuart saying, Tommy Fury is embarrassing. I mean, I don't blame him for his brother being in boxing. He can then get himself a pathway into it, but he's pretty poor. Didn't he split up with his partner, and everyone kept going on about it in the news. Even my partner Ella was going on about it. I'm just like, I couldn't give a rat's arse, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know them. It's just bizarre. Joe Crosland. Hello, Joe. His first message of the evening. Saying good evening, mate. Oh, good evening to you too, Joe Crosland. I've never crossed his land before. See what I did there? Well, not his actual land. I've been to Shrewsbury. But is that his land? I guess it is. But does he own it? He probably does. He probably owns more than I thought. I know he's watched The Sopranos, so he gets how it all works. Stuart saying it's the legend himself. Stuart, stop it. Wait, he's on about Joe. I'm not having any of that. I was going to just check the poll. We've had 41 votes so far. Venezuela, 22% of you going for them to win. probably a lot of those votes coming from Burgoyne or Solomon Rundon supporters. 2% only going for a draw, and 76% who are currently correct if the scoreline stays as it is, going for a Brazil win. I'm going to just quickly check the... let's check what SofaScore is saying in terms of the current rankings of our players in the game today. Quickly look at Venezuela. Of course, Yangel Herrera had to go off early on in the first half, after 12 minutes, I think it was, to be replaced by Cáceres. It was he's even though he's hardly played and he got injured, he ended up getting a 6.6. I wish I could get 6.6. They're saying Jose Martinez has been the player so far for Venezuela at 7%. Or 7.0. I don't know why I'm saying percent. There's no percentage mark next to it. Romo, I think, has been brilliant in goal. He has made some big moments go his way instead of Brazil's. Let's not forget he had to push Vinicius Jr. wide so that his defenders could get behind him to block any shots that were to come, and Brazil did not score from it. So it was good goalkeeping from Rafael Romo. Solomon Rundon, I think, has had a good game as well. He's had a couple of chances. He had a shot straight at Edison that was saved. If he had picked the side, I think he would have scored. But he's playing all right, Rondon. He's up top on his own, and I can see why. He certainly suits this formation. Let's look at Brazil then. So I would give Edison a bit less than 6.5. He nearly gave away a goal earlier on in that first half. It looks as though Savinho is getting the highest rated at the moment of 7.6. And I've not watched much of him until tonight. And I can see what Alex is saying in the live chat page. Because Savinho, he did a great run down the right-hand side. Just couldn't really get a pass or a shot going once he got to the edge of the Venezuela penalty area. But it was great to watch. Again, don't know much about him, but we can check him out in just a bit. Vinicius Jr. is on 7.1. Should have scored earlier on, as I mentioned. Rafinha on 7.0, along with Gabriel, of course, of Arsenal at 7.0. But, you know, Brazil haven't been electric. They haven't been that exciting, but, you know, they are, at the moment, getting the job done. I know it's only one game. We only watched the first half, but Brazil missed something. There's something missing in that squad. I'm not sure. I think they're missing a few faces, a few identities, if you ask me. So yeah, actually, let's check the Brazil injured list. I mean, they are missing out on Militao as well, along with Rodrigo. So it's not an easy lineup. This is the bench that they've got. So, I mean, they got Gabriel Martinelli from Arsenal. Andreas Pereira, former Man United man who now plays at Fulham and seems to do all right there. Estavio, Lucas Picato, Luis Enrique, Leo Ortiz, Morello, and Danilo. I'm hoping that Morello doesn't come on because there's a Morello that plays for Venezuela who's in the starting lineup tonight, and that would become very confusing in terms of my words that you hear from me. Okay, that's a random message I've just seen from from Joe Crosland. He's asked, thoughts on Mongolians? Let's Google Mongolia. Let's have a look. Mongolia. Country in East Asia. Mongolia is a landlocked country in East Asia, bordered by Russia to the north and China to the south. It covers an area of 1.5 million square meters, is that, I think? Well, there you go. The capital is Ulaanbaatar. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it looks beautiful. Looks like a nice city. At night, at least. Interesting. I don't know much about Mongolia at all, so good question, Joe. I couldn't give you a proper answer, but good for them. Nice to see a country. Just seeing any country. Part of the United Nations, of course, but isn't every country. A population of 1.7 million. Not many, is it? Not many at all. I love the postal code being 210 triple kiss. Now that's what in England I'd normally put at the end of a text to someone. So yeah. Cool. Let me put in famous Mongolia footballers. Let's have a look. There is a Mongolian Premier League, and it says some famous footballers from Mongolia include Gambiar Ganbold. In 2018, he became the first Mongolian to sign with a top-flight European club when he joined Puskas Academia. He currently plays for Komano in the Slovak First Football League. In 2023, he was named Male Footballer of the Year, so that was only last year. Another one here is Muran Altin Koyag. Let's try that again. Muran Altank Huyag. She plays as a striker for Ulaanbaatar City in the Mongolian Premier League. Then we also have another female player, Numandak Namuna. She is the current all-time top scorer for the senior women's national team and was named Best Female Player of the Year. Interesting. So there you go, Mongolia football. Who'd have thought? We got Forever a Citizen reaching out saying Morello is fantastic for Nottingham. Stuart saying you'd give me 210 kisses. Oh, would I now? Let's have a look at Savinho, shall we? So his stats for City so far this season, he's only played 8 games, 2 assists, 2 yellow cards. He has played in the Champions League, just the 1 assist. And he has been able to play in the League Cup a couple of times, as well as the Shield. So, of course, he's quite new. Signing from the summer. Came from Girona. Look at what he did for Girona, though. Girona, of course, part of a team that Girona did really well last season. Climbing up to near the top of the La Liga table. They were at the top at one point until Real Madrid came and took over. 37 matches, 9 goals and 10 assists last season. He certainly likes to get a booking, doesn't he? Was part of PSV as well. Looks like he came from his from the academy of PSV, under 21s and young PSV, which is normally their second team, basically. But yeah, I did not know any of that. But yeah, Savinho. I don't know why I'm putting him down as Savio. I don't know why it's written like that. Let me just make sure I spell that correctly. But if you have just joined us, it's half time in the match between Venezuela and Brazil. We'll be back in a moment for the second half. I think I would actually go and get some more, but I've got 2 glasses of water I've not touched here. All good. But do reach out on the live chat page, folks. This will probably be the only watch long I'll fit in this week. International break's a bit quieter than usual, but I am hoping to try and get some games in just before Christmas comes along, basically. Might try and do some World Darts Championship watch-alongs. Not all of them, because I do enjoy watching it without streaming. But I might also do 1 or 2 evenings of it. If anyone's fancying that, if they want to join me, do let me know. Need to get my Let's Talk Games streaming going on again. For those that have been watching me on Twitch with Let's Talk Games, I find the streaming quite tricky for video games. I feel like the quality is not the best unless I'm doing something wrong. So I need to figure that out, to be honest. So yeah, I need to figure that out. But I'm thinking there's a way of doing it where I might record playing the game, not live, and then they'll go out on live Twitch streams. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. So I do apologize. I'm just going to check the... let's have a look at the stats. We didn't check them at half time. So, look at the possession, a lot more towards Brazil at 68%. All the officials are out already. The referee and the linesman are already there on the centre circle. They're out and early, probably a minute or two early before the players are. There's still Brazil bench players just having a kickabout at half time. That was a quick half-time break for the officials. Actually, interestingly, Venezuela have come back on target with their shots. They're level with Brazil at 2-2. Brazil have only had one shot more than Venezuela. So, you know, the stats are there. It's not, there's not much in between. Brazil have had one more corner than Venezuela, but Venezuela have had more offsides, which, you know, take it or leave it. That's proving that they are attacking and trying to go for it. So, you know, if you're wondering whether to stay put for the second half, I would. You never know, Venezuela could cause an upset. Maybe not win the game, but maybe draw. Oh, why is it Timo Burgoyne saying you will be streaming San Marino? Oh, hang on, let me just read that. San Marino versus Gibraltar tomorrow. I'd love to, but I'm actually celebrating my first 1 year anniversary with Ella tomorrow night, so don't think I'll be allowed to get out of that one. But if you want to yourself, you or Stanners or anyone on Let's Talk Sport, you're more than welcome to. I didn't realise it was tomorrow. I completely forgot. I've completely not looked at the fixtures for international football today. Well, I say today, just this whole week. I only woke up this morning and realised this game was on. I thought, oh, let's do it. Well, the Venezuela players are coming back out. Oh, Burgoyne says he'll do it. Good man. Do you reckon Stanners will do it with you? Well, there's a substitution happening. I think. Is Angle supposed to be coming off? Yep, it's a substitution, and it looks as though Segovia is coming on, but I'm not sure who he's replacing. They're not making it very obvious there. I'm relying on cameras on from the game to show me this. I have no idea. So we're getting ready for that second half. I'm still not sure who's just come off for Venezuela. That's the second substitution of the night. And the second half has begun. Venezuela attacking from left to right. Brazil from right to left. As usual, Brazil in yellow shirt, blue shorts and white socks. Venezuela in full burgundy. That is their home colours normally. Stuart saying at least it will be entertaining if Stanners is there. If you're free tomorrow night as well, Stuart, you should join them. I'll definitely give it a watch. Oh, and Venezuela trying to get for the equalizer. They have done. They've scored. Oh, at the start of the game. Start of the second half, that is. And I think it is Segovia who's just come on as well. His first touch of the game. And he strikes in the centre of the net from outside the box. And as you'd expect, the stadium has erupted. It's full of Venezuelan fans. And they are loving every minute of this. And it's 1-1. It's only taken them a minute. I said we were looking at the stats at half time and it looked like Venezuela were definitely in this. Venezuela 1, Brazil 1. It's good passing. It's a great little pass from Savarino. He had his back towards goal, so he decided to just lay it back towards what looked to have been, well, our substitute, Segovia. And then he just strikes it at goal first time. He didn't hesitate. Edison doesn't keep it out. One then. Certainly got a game on our hands. No surprise, really. It's been a good match. Burgoyne saying, if you give Stanners a message, I will join with Stu. Well, can you text him? I could text him. Yes, England have won tonight. I missed it. For any of you back at home or on the live stream watching, were England any good? Of course, England have still got one more game, haven't they, under Lee Carsley? And then Thomas Tuchel will take over this January. I don't understand why he didn't just crack on with it now, to be honest. The more games, the better, I would say. Corner to come for Brazil, I think. Here comes the corner then. Rondon heads it clear. Oh, Edison yet again with a poor kick. He got lucky. He got lucky again. Edison's having a poor game. The man who I thought joined City because of his feet or because he can play from the back, he's not showing it tonight. It's actually mad how long Edison's been at City for now. It must be, what, 6, 7, 8 years? It's been there for a while. Burgoyne saying CBA to text him. Oh, come on, mate. Text him in the group chat or directly. I could do it after the game. I'll just have to remember. I don't want to text during the stream. I think that'd be rude. While you guys are relying on me to tell you what's going on in the game. I'll say that. Oh, no. It's not frozen. It's back. Oh, it's a cross. No, nobody there. I've not noticed this until now. At the halfway line on the far stand, they've got a random 4x4 car on display. No idea what car it is. I mean, if they're trying to advertise the car, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what make it is. Stuart saying, I'll be disappointed if it doesn't happen now, as in the watch-along for San Marino versus Gibraltar. I'll put a bet on San Marino to win their game. Back in September, I think it was. I won 20 quid. The odds were just great for them to win. And I watched the second half on the telly, and yeah, I never felt so nervous for them when they scored, because I thought, yes, you're winning, this will help my bet. But then it got to the latter parts where their opponents nearly scored. I was so nervous, thinking, no, don't cash out, Jamie, don't cash out. Meanwhile, here comes Brazil. Oh, and they're trying to make a shot in the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper gets there. And Igor Jesus could not get that shot he wanted right in front of the Venezuela goal. That's a long throw ball out from Romo. You don't see them very often anymore. He threw it right over the halfway line. And because it was that long, I think it caught his teammates by surprise and they got caught offside. That's funny. Still Brazil, for you lot going for them to win at 76%. There has been more votes towards Venezuela, maybe since the equalizer at 20%. Right, here they come again. Foul. Is that a foul? Yeah. Referee has given Venezuela a free kick. Igor Jesus, that's hardly been in this game for me. I've completely forgotten he's on the pitch. Causes a foul. He's clearly starting to get a little frustrated, I feel, when you look at his body language. Oh, excuse me. Could have a look at the other matches that are happening in CONMEBOL's competition of the World Cup Qualifiers. So as you can see, meanwhile, Venezuela won, Brazil won. We've got Paraguay versus Argentina. Oh, hang on, there's going to be a shot. It's blocked. Out for throw and for Venezuela. Brazil on the back foot at the moment. Gabriel had to make the save, or the block, you could say. So Paraguay, Argentina are playing pretty much after this at 11:30 UK time. Ecuador and Bolivia are playing at midnight. Uruguay and Colombia play at midnight tomorrow night. And Peru and Chile play 1:30 on Saturday morning. There's going to be a corner here for Venezuela. Brazil play Uruguay on Wednesday at 1:45 in the morning. Argentina host Peru. Bolivia and Paraguay at 8. Colombia, Ecuador at 11 on Tuesday. And Chile, Venezuela. So Venezuela will away to Chile in their next game. But yeah, Argentina, Brazil play on the 25th of March in Argentina. Oh, and another. That's the second bicycle kick clearance we've seen in this game. Not from the same player either. I think that was from Marquinhos. Oh, excuse me. Starting to feel the day, I think. It's just gone 10:15 in the evening here in England. And it's starting to, well, we're seeing the floodlights now in the stadium in this World Cup qualifier. Of course, in Europe, we don't start, England and all that don't start their qualifiers until next year. All playing in the Nations League at the moment. Was a ball across. Oh, was that a last? No, it's a goal kick. Oh, Vinicius. Not Vinicius Jr. The other Vinicius has just gone down injured. I don't even have VAR's in this competition. No, there's definitely no penalty appeal. The ball just hits him on the chest. He'll be fine. I think he's making it a lot worse than it looks. Now, Duraval Jr. has been on his feet probably the whole game. He's the current manager of Brazil. And while he's probably feeling the pressure a little bit, they can't really afford to not win here today, because they've got to catch up with 2 to 3 teams at least above them in the table. Here come Venezuela. Savarino with a cross, couldn't pick out Bello. Throwing on the far side, it will be for Brazil. Burgoyne saying, wait a minute, there's 2 Burgoynes. He says, hang on a minute, I'm seeing double. This could be the greatest thing ever. 2 times me. Oh, it's the end of the world as we know it, ladies and gentlemen. Four minutes away from the hour mark. Wow, France couldn't even beat Israel tonight. Oh, it's a no ball cross. No, Rondon just couldn't quite get there. God, he is dangerous, isn't he, sometimes when he's playing from behind. Very close. Now Brazil. Just one man on his own trying to... Oh, he's not going to get past 3 Venezuelan players, that's for sure. Israel getting a goalless draw in France. That does not look good for France. Didier Deschamps. Don't know. Is he having one tournament too many come the next World Cup? Norway beat Slovenia 4-1 at the end. Oh, I didn't realise England won 3-0. Curtis Jones scoring. Oh, excuse me. North Macedonia beat Latvia 1-0. Belgium 0, Italy 1. I bet that was a good game. Who scored for Italy? Oh, it was Tonali. Of course, had many months out, not being able to play for country or club, especially for Newcastle because of the betting he was doing. Republic of Ireland beat Finland 1-0. Is that a penalty? No, it's a free kick. Referee points towards the box, but not the penalty spot, the left-hand side. And he's going to give out a yellow, I reckon. Vinicius Jr. Oh, I think that's a penalty. Vinicius Jr. gets the ball beyond the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper takes him out. And Romo does receive a yellow from the ref. But if there's VAR, I'd think this should be checked. Yep, as you'd expect, Vinicius Jr. straight away went to the referee to protest and say, that's wrong, ref. It's not a free kick. It's a penalty. I think it is a penalty. I'm not sure if VAR is in this. I mean, the referee's got an earpiece, but that could just be with his colleagues around the pitch. But if there is VAR, Romo and Venezuela could find themselves having a penalty to take on here. Yeah. Referee has pointed to the spot, and it is checked from VAR. Brazil have a penalty. Just as we reach the hour mark, Brazil have a chance to retake the lead. Rafinha wearing the number 10 shirt tonight. He's got the ball in his hands. I think he's waiting for the referee to just give him the definite call, but watching that replay, there's no doubt it happened in the box. I think at the time it was quite tight for the referee to decide, so he went with a free kick, but he can only go with what he saw there. But it looks pretty obvious to me that that was a penalty. It's actually going to be Vinicius Jr. who will take the penalty, not Rafinha. Romo ready to go on the goal line. He's bouncing up and down, going side to side. I think in any attempt to distract Vinicius Jr.'s routine before he takes this penalty. Marquinhos is talking to Gerson about Solfen. Referee blows the whistle for the penalty to be taken. Oh, and it's saved! Oh, and he's missed on the rebound! Oh, dearie me. Oh, and Venezuela, the fans are making a noise as though they've scored. Well, I say it's a great save. It's just a poor kick from the Real Madrid forward. He tried to go towards Vinicius' left. Goalkeeper read him like a book. It came back to Vinicius to score on the rebound, and he missed while the goalkeeper was down as well. Deary me. He tried to hit it first time. When it came back to him, he should have just tapped it, have control of it, then make the kick. And Romo, he'll be very delighted with that. He may have given away a penalty, but he stopped Brazil from scoring. No doubt it was a penalty, but he made the save. Still 1-1. What a game. I don't really like yogurt, Burgoyne, so I don't really have a favourite type. I think if I was going to eat any, it would be Muller Corner maybe, but I'm not a yogurt fan. I find yogurt a bit odd. Stuart saying, I do think if Vinny was in the Prem, he'd be absolutely slaughtered. Every time people say Vinny, I keep thinking it's a mafia member from The Sopranos or Godfather, and go, hey, Vinny, where's my collection? Don't you owe me an envelope? Hey, Vinny, where's my gabagoo? So, still 1-1. Brazil missed a penalty with Vinicius Jr., and that's why he didn't win the Ballon d'Or. That's the reason why, right there. Burgoyne saying, imagine if Vinicius Jr. had to go up against Ben Mee in the Premier League. It's no contest. I like Ben Mee. I think Ben Mee's awesome. Isn't it that video on Instagram when Cristiano Ronaldo gets asked who's the best player, and he goes, me, and the joke is they then put loads of clips of Ben Mee up. Love him. I thought Ben Mee was awesome with him and Tukalski at Burnley. I thought were great. I think Tukalski gets a lot of slate. I don't think he's that bad. Oh, Brazil with a corner, only for the cross to be cleared after it was a kick from the left-hand side. They're now getting pushed back to their own half. It's all the way back to Ederson. Just noticed they're playing with the Adidas ball that was used at the Women's World Cup last year. I didn't know they were still using that. Weird ball. Had all sorts of Blue Ocean vibes to it on the design of the football. Oh, that's going to be, is that a corner or is that a goal kick? Goal kick it looks like. Have Brazil made a change? Yes, they have. Henrique has come on, but I have no idea who he replaced. Oh, and there's another chance. Ederson saves it. I think that was that Bello again with a shot. Ederson makes a big save. My stream tonight is absolutely crap. Not this Watchalong, but the stream I'm using is it just keeps freezing.
The keeper.
Yeah, I think it's just the feed I'm relying on is just not great. Don't worry, it's still 1-1. I've not missed anything. Looks like Abner's just been given a yellow, I think. Well, they're making a few changes as the match is paused. Well, Enrique's only just come on now. He's getting his abs rubbed. This is so weird. What are they rubbing onto him? It's like oil. I don't think he's doing a photo shoot. He's here to try and win a game for Brazil. Unless he's thinking about the cameraman around the pitch. There's all sorts of changes going on here, and I think Martinez is going to have to come off injured for Venezuela. Yep, he's limping off, so I think his game's done. Another injury for Venezuela this evening. Bellows come off as well for Rincon. Oh, there's all sorts of changes happening. I have no idea. So Savinho's gone off. He's been replaced by Enrique, which I think Pep Guardiola, if he's watching, would be delighted that he might have not come off injured. He can't afford any more injuries, according to him. Jesus has come off for Paquita. Rincon is going to win wear the captain's armband. So that must mean Rondon's gone off. Has he gone off? Oh, that free kick. Oh! Just what? No, Rondon's still there, but he's not wearing the captain's armband anymore, unless he never did, but I'm sure he did. Tell you what, Rondon just come out of nowhere sometimes. So many subs have happened then, I've just completely lost my train of thought. So Paquito went on for Jesus, so that's number 8. Enrique came off for Savinho. Yep. And then Rincon came on for Jose Martinez. Oh. Now, referee, I think, penalised Brazil here, despite them trying to just run into the Venezuela penalty area. Yep, free kick for Venezuela. Exactly 20 minutes to go. Still 1-1. This is going to be a terrible result for Brazil if they're trying to bid for that, for those places into the next World Cup. Because if Argentina, of course, win later on, they'll just create a bigger gap between them and Brazil. Argentina being top of the tree, reminding us, well, as I say, there come Brazil. And a cross. Oh, brilliant defending from Aramburu, who nearly gave away a goal in that first half. Let's not forget, this time he sticks by his opponent and gets in the way of the pass and just kicks it out for a corner. He does really well there. You know, in those positions, you could easily give away an own goal, but no. He changed the direction of the ball, and I think he kept it away from the path of Rafinha. Of course, not over yet. They've got to defend this corner coming on the far side. Sorry, near side. Oh, it's a poor corner. goes up to the opposite side. Oh, hello, Ella. Glad you're still awake. Ella's had a long day in Nottingham. The feed I'm using for this game just keeps freezing, so I'm just literally looking at pictures. I've tried other streams on the same website and they're all loading absolutely fine, so I don't think it's me. Another corner to come. Venezuela, I think, are feeling quite nervous because you just know with a team like Brazil, they're going to keep fighting to the end. Ella, what's your earliest memory of Brazilian football? Here comes the corner for Brazil. Oh, it's headed away again. Is that going to go behind for another corner? Yes, it will. This time on the near side. Yet again, Aaron Baru is getting involved heavily here to help his team keep it at 1-1. Vinicius Jr. with the cross. That's gone too far out. And people keep saying he should have won the Ballon d'Or. He's not having a great game. Let's see the stats then of Vinicius Jr. Let's have a look at the stats then. Wow, that says it all, doesn't it? He hasn't scored a goal at all for Brazil in the World Cup qualifiers so far, and this is after 6 games. It's pretty poor. You know, you do it for your country, but not for your. Sorry, you do it for your club, but not for your country. For Real Madrid last season, which, you know, it is great stats. There's 15 goals in 26 games, and let's not forget he got 5 assists as well. So he's had quite the season. At the moment, he's having quite the season. 8 goals and 4 assists. Real Madrid are not top of the tree in La Liga. So how long is he? He's been with Real Madrid since 2018, basically. Oh, there's a shot. Oh, it's deflected again. It's another block angle this time. Another defender playing heroics this evening. Oh, actually, oh no, they've given away a free kick, Brazil. Just trying to understand how the qualifying actually does work. For South America, that is, I'm not sure. Oh dear. The new Club World Cup trophy is terrible. What? Why have they changed it? Let's have a look at that. Now, why have they changed that? Like, what was wrong with the current cup? I liked it. Why have they changed it? That just looks silly. Says here, the trophy is here. Nah, it just looks weird. And the logo for the Club World Cup is just horrendous as well. Oh well. Meanwhile, let's get back with this game. Venezuela yet again have to defend another set piece. They do well with it again. They couldn't. Brazil just couldn't get it that delivery past the first man in a burgundy shirt. And yet again, they'll go back to Ederson. Ederson kicks it out wide to the right-hand side. They're going to switch sides here. Long ball across diagonally to the left. Vinicius Jr. again. Couldn't hold it, though. Ball kicked away from him, but he's got it back. And it's only to be intercepted. Vinicius Jr. is not having a great game tonight. Greg asking, how does the qualifying work in the South American League? I tried to find that out from the FIFA website just then by sharing my screen, and they don't really give you anything. You know, FIFA run all this. You'd think they'd know, wouldn't you? I bet Wikipedia will have a better answer, to be honest with you. Let's have a quick look. Wikipedia will have it a lot better. So I think basically the top 6 teams will automatically qualify out of the 10, it looks like, and the 7th place is a playoff in the Interconfederation playoff, which is normally against somewhere from Oceania or Asia, I think. And then whoever wins that playoff goes to the World Cup. The places in 8th, 9th, and 10th, basically you're out. You're not going to go to the World Cup or even a playoff. I just don't like the latest World Cup format that's coming up. It's too many teams, too many games, and it makes the tournament longer. And you're asking for more game time. You know, they're just clearly not listening to the players' welfare. And I keep saying this. I know people can say, well, yeah, but they get a lot of money for playing football. But there's just no, like, gap or, like, breaks in football anymore. I don't know why. It just feels like it's a lot longer now. Like, they've made the European Championships longer. It used to be a 16-team tournament. Now that's gone up to 24 teams since 2016, which means it's a month longer, not 2 to 3 weeks. They have, was it the Club World Cup now becoming a 32-team tournament for one summer? That's a month long, at least. And now this latest World Cup's 5 weeks, not a month long. Bello's coming off for Venezuela. Gonzalez is coming on the, you'd imagine, the right-hand side. I think they're making a double substitution. Yeah, Bello coming off. Rondon's coming off. No. Are you sure you want to do that? Number 9 for them coming on. I've got Cadiz written down. Or Jonda. I assume that is one. I'd have thought they'd have made 5 subs by now, but it looks, if I've got that right, they've made 4. Cam asking, is Murillo on? Murillo for Venezuela is. Not for Brazil, I don't think. Going to be a yellow card here. And that is for... Well, he kicked the ball right at him. It's at Caceres, who... His opponent fell to the ground and then he kicked the ball right at him while he was down. So that's a yellow card. With 9 minutes to go. So he'll just have to be a little careful between now and the end of this game. He came on as a sub in the first half when Herrera had gone off injured. And for you Arsenal fans out there, if, in case you're wondering, Gabriel Martinelli is about to come on. And he is replacing Gamarosh. Of course, not an easy season at Arsenal, really, for him and his teammates. It's proving to be all towards Liverpool at the moment. They look like a hard team to beat, don't they, at the moment? Have Liverpool lost this season? Cam Lineker saying, we want the Brazil Morello. Yeah, he's not on when I last checked. But going, why is there so many of your name accounts on here? I do apologise. You can probably even hear it in the background, just the stream going on and off. It's so annoying. It's been hard to watch the game, to be honest. There's no flow in it. It's been a good game to watch, but the streaming just keeps pausing. It's really, really annoying. I think the signal of where the game's coming from is not the best. I think Venezuela have defended brilliantly in the second half. They've got 7 more minutes plus added time to keep hold of this draw. You know, they could still go and win it. We've seen some crazy games recently here on Let's Talk Sport. Stuart saying 1 is too many. What's too many? Is that Club World Cup or something like that? I like the idea of a Club World Cup, but it just doesn't. Sadly, there's just not enough days, weeks, or months in a year. It just doesn't work. I'm excited about it still because it'll be interesting to see which teams will go for it and which teams won't, basically. And I think you'll just seeing the team selections ahead of that World Cup will say it all. I think the problem is it's in America, so time zone's a bit different. It means the games in the evenings will be a lot later for us, for example. So yeah, the draw is December 5th. So for us, I think it's a Thursday evening draw. We will do that live. I think we'll do a watch along for that. Well, again, the match is paused. There's a lot of collisions in this latter part of the game. Great goalkeeping again from Romo. He dived straight in towards the ground to just punch the ball away in front of Rafinha's feet. He had to get that right because if he'd got that wrong, it would have been a penalty. And the referee was there when it happened. Romo has found himself injured for a moment. He's got himself back up. The goalkeepers tonight have been very unpredictable. I guess that's South American goalkeepers for you. Right, goalkeeper takes the kick for Venezuela. Now, they haven't had much chances in the second half. They've got a moment here. They're trying to go through the middle, only for it to be taken away from them on the edge of the penalty area. Brazil going for a quick counter-attack. Vinicius Jr. on the left-hand side. Calls for handball. Yeah, his kick went up in the end. It hit the hand. Trying to figure out who that was. Number 10. I've missed that. Who's number 10? Oh, yeah, Sevilla, who came on, who scored earlier. Well, he's just given away a free kick in a dangerous area. And let's not forget, Brazil scored from a free kick in the first half from Rafinha. Segovia has been given a yellow card. Referee more than happy to give out yellow cards in the second half. He's given out a few of them. So no Rafinha behind it this time, just Vinicius Jr. It's on the left-hand side outside the penalty area. Three-man wall covering the near post. Cross comes in. No one to get a header onto it. And booted away for a throw into Brazil near the halfway line. Wasn't taking their chances there, Venezuela. They were just happy to clear it out so they could reshape and quickly catch their breath, I'd assume. Is that another yellow? Yep, it's another yellow. Martinelli's only just come on. Been on for what, 5 minutes? Causes a free kick inside the Venezuela half. Oh, there's no doubt about it. Completely late trip on Cáceres. That looked like a tactical foul to me. Of course, I never actually checked what the temperatures are in Venezuela today. That would be interesting. Might just have a quick look on my phone while we wait for this free kick. It is 27 degrees right now, apparently, in Maturin, which is where the match is happening. I mean, for us, that's quite warm, but for them, it's probably quite normal. I think the warmest part of the day was 32 degrees. Another yellow card's coming out. Oh, and it's going to be a second yellow, I think. Yeah. Gonzalez has gone off. And I think that was a second yellow. He showed him a second yellow. And as you'd imagine, both sets of players are starting to push each other around. It's getting physical back there. Vinicius Jr. is just trying to walk away from the incident. But Martinez has been, Gonzalez has been red carded. I didn't really see the foul. This will, of course, add some delay to the extra time that we're expecting. I mean, Martinelli does dive completely. He's made that look a lot worse than it should be. Because of the stream being a bit blaggy, it's hard to touch. So he did put his hand towards Martinelli's face, but the way Martinelli reacts is just cheesy, terrible. Vinicius, oh. Martinelli and Vinicius. Oh, gee, it's a terrible dive. Is there no shame for Martinelli whatsoever? It doesn't even touch him. Martinelli literally just dives to the ground. Then Vinicius pushes Gonzalez from behind. Gonzalez then whacks his arm. I don't think he means to hit it at Vinicius Jr.'s head. But if Vinicius Jr. then, of course, dramatically falls to the ground again. It's embarrassing. I mean, we've seen it from Brazilian players in the past, but it's just, do you really want to be known as that? That's just classic South American football for you. Embarrassing. So Venezuela have now got, they've just announced 5 minutes of added time. I reckon it'll be more than that because of all these fouls that have happened in the second half. But Venezuela are now going to have to defend with 10 men for the remainder of this game. 5 minutes can feel like 50 minutes when you're trying to defend. Here comes the free kick. Poor free kick. Brazil and their set pieces have been very hit and miss. looks as though another is it Estavio who's come on for Brazil. A late change there. It's a throw-in for Venezuela on the far side. A long ball, didn't make the pass complete. Venezuela fans around the stadium starting to get on their feet, starting to clap and make some noise. Abner's the one that came off for Estavio. It's been a thrilling game. I think maybe a draw is probably a fair result. Throw-in taken. Just around a halfway mark of the 5 minutes of added time given by the fourth official. I think it's fair to say my predictions, Brazil, if anyone's going to win this match somehow now, Brazil are probably the best team to do it. But the chances have not really been a goal threat, to be honest with you. It's out far wide on the right wing. Venezuela, they're free man behind that ball at the moment. Yep, all 9 of them. Vinicius Jr., as he won a corner, he has got past one man, but then the secondary guy stood up against him and wouldn't let him pass, so he kicked it out for a corner. Here comes the corner. Oh, referees decided to pause the game. Has there been a oh no! The sprinklers have come out. Oh dear, that's annoying. And at least a couple of sprinklers have come out onto the pitch. Of course, they've popped up from under the ground. And one of the Brazilian players, Estavio, is trying to push it down with his foot. I mean, they're normally, it's normally all done with buttons, isn't it? I think they're just going to have to, well, the sprinklers just hit the referee in the face, I think. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game of football. The sprinklers coming out too early. Of course, they're going to have to pause the game. Vinicius Jr. is going straight to the fourth official. He's not happy whatsoever. I think they're all just telling the fourth official, just, you know, remember to add this on because this is delayed. You know, this has to, because there's a minute to go of added time, but I think it'll be more than that. All sorts of things going on. It's so many emotions going on tonight in this game. Rafinha now having words with, I think, the Venezuelan coach while he's having a quick drinks break. Now, have the sprinklers gone? I think I've just heard the crowd sarcastically cheer, so I think they've sorted it. Stuart asking how many predicted a draw. Only 10%. Now what's the referee doing now? He's having to run across over to the side of where the it's going to be a red card. Now who's that for? Is that a coach or a manager? I think it's one of the Brazil coaches who basically went up to the fourth official about the sprinklers and all that, but must have been something he said for the fourth official to ask the referee to come over and send him off. Well, we're a minute over of added time. The sprinklers are down. Brazil desperate to get a winner. Oh, and a header was blocked maybe. Vinicius Jr.'s appealing and protesting for a corner to be given. I think the referee thinks otherwise. Was that Brazil's last chance? All sorts of words being said between the players at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised at full time if things got ugly in the tunnel. I will say this now: Brazil have got a lot to improve on after watching this. They have not been the Brazil we're used to seeing. But again, is this generation of Brazil football just not good enough? Of course, they haven't won a World Cup in 22 years, so that might say enough. We're now 2 minutes over the 5 minutes of added time, so on the 97th minute. Right, long ball in. That was a terrible cross. Only to go out for a goal kick. Venezuela fans making a big noise. Yet again, Vinicius talking to his opponents. And he's covering his mouth so that people can't obviously pick up what he's saying. He's had quite a shift in the last 20 minutes or half an hour, this referee. He's had to book a few players. He's had to send someone off. He's actually had to send a Brazil coach off as well. Goal kick taken. Oh, now this would be a scare, wouldn't it? If Venezuela was somehow to win the game. Instead they were able to, oh, and a referee has decided to call it a day and full time. And despite it being a 1-1 scoreline, Venezuela are celebrating as though that was a win. They were able to, wow, they were brilliant, weren't they? They were 1-0 down in that first half just before half time, but then within the first minute of the second half, they go and get an equalizer. And to be honest with you, throughout the second half, Venezuela just didn't really look like they were going to go for another goal. I think they were tactically trying to play by defending throughout the rest of that second half, and that's what they did. And I'll say this now about Brazil. They had no idea what to do. They could not find a way to score. And because of that, they have ended up getting a draw and only picking up a single point from their game tonight against Venezuela. A fantastic performance from Venezuela. Let's quickly go through the stats then, if we can find it. So here we go. Brazil on top with possession at 67%. But look at that. Venezuela had more shots on target. 5 shots on target against Brazil's 3 shots on target. Red cards, of course, going for Venezuela late on, which I do feel for Gonzalez, because I don't think that was it was such a drama queen performance from Martinelli, followed by Vinicius Jr. It was embarrassing. So and Vinicius Jr. was just moaning all throughout that second half. Nothing was going his way, and quite frankly had a poor performance, to be honest with you. But so did the rest of the Brazil team. They just couldn't get it to work tonight whatsoever. In terms of shots, though, Brazil only had 1 more than Venezuela, which is hard to believe when you look at that second half being all Brazil pretty much once Venezuela had got that equalising goal. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see what SofaScore is saying at full time then. It's funny, on SofaScore it's saying that the game's still on. I hope it's full time. Either way, my stream ended the moment it was full time, as in the game that I was watching it on. That's for sure. So who has been SofaScore's man of the match? It looks as though Jose Martinez is at the top of the tree for Venezuela. He leads by 0.1 point ahead of the goalkeeper, Rafael Romo. And I think Romo, to me, was their man of the match. I think he played terrific tonight. Made some big saves, some brave challenges, which one of them could have ended up being a penalty. He did give away a penalty, but he did save a penalty as well. to keep it at 1-1. For Brazil, it looks as though, I think, they're going for Gabriel as their best player tonight, it looks like. I don't really feel as though he had that much to do, but okay. I would maybe say Rafinha, actually. He got 7.2. Savinho got more at 7.4. Vinicius Jr. with the 7.0. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. We can have a quick look at the table. So here we go. Argentina, of course, still top. They're always going to be top today, even if Brazil had won their game. Brazil now 5 points behind Argentina. They do move to third, but they're only a point ahead of Uruguay, and Uruguay still have to play their game in hand in the international break. Colombia second, 2 points ahead of Brazil with a game in hand as well. So really, Brazil have probably ended up maybe just missing out on top 2 in this table. If Colombia and Argentina win, then the gap will get bigger, and there isn't that many games left. They've got one more game to play in this international break, and I think they only got one international break in March, I think, which is 2 rounds. So I think, anyway, I need to double check that. I think it's, unless they have to play all 18 games, I'm not sure. I need to check that. But anyway, that's the current table. Chile, though, still bottom, but they've got a game in hand as well. The only 2 teams I've played in this international break so far is Brazil and Venezuela. So I think we're going to wrap it up there, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Really enjoyed the game. It has ended Venezuela 1, Brazil 1. And it's fair to say that if Brazil are going to be a team that are going to be a threat for this next World Cup in 2 years' time, well, they've got to convince me, yeah, it was a pretty average performance, and I think Venezuela should be very proud of themselves. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Give us a thumbs up as well. And, yes, we'll see you at our next live stream or video content coming soon to our YouTube channel. But for me, for now, it's good night, and we'll speak to you soon.